The Guardian in the Wendy Williams case seemingly is trying to hide the new evaluation results. We have your Wendy Williams update, and we also have sad news. Dee from What's Happening, the actress that played her, Danielle Spencer, has passed away at the age of 60 years old.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So before we get to your Wendy Williams update, Dee, one of my favorite characters from the hit series What's Happening, has passed away at the age of 60 years old. According to TMZ, Danielle Spencer, famous for playing Dee Thomas on the hit 70s sitcom What's Happening, has died at 60 following complications from cancer, TMZ has learned. Her longtime friend and former co-star Haywood Nelson, aka Dwayne, from the sitcom, tells TMZ Danielle passed away Monday night in Richmond, Virginia hospital with her mom, Cheryl, and her jazz musician brother, Jeremy Pelt, by her side. Haywood says that he was in Dallas when he got the heartbreaking call, telling us that he always saw Danielle as his little sis. The two last spoke just 2 weeks ago on the phone, and he says that she sounded upbeat at the time. Haywood adds that Danielle had previously been in a car accident and was in a wheelchair. He honored Danielle on IG Tuesday, saying that her battle had taken a heavy toll, but she's finally found her release from the clutches of this world and a body. What's Happening ran on ABC from 1976 to 1979. Mind you, as a kid watching this show, I thought it was just a regular show. There's a lot of shows that I watched as a kid that I did not realize were just reruns of older shows. What's Happening ran from 1976 to 1979, with Danielle reprising her iconic role in the 80s spin-off What's Happening Now, before leaving Hollywood in the 90s to become a veterinarian. She was 60 years old. May she rest in peace. She will always, I can hear her voice literally in my head. But as you know, anytime we report on the passing of celebrities or anyone, to me, it's always a reminder to the living to live more fully. Let me give you an update. Speaking of living more fully, that's exactly what we want for Wendy Williams. It's been a while since we talked about Wendy Williams, but I have been following the case, and I have been reminding you guys to continue to push against this guardianship and continue to use the hashtag #FreeWendy. Because all of what you guys have done so far has allowed Wendy to see her friends and family, to go out more, which is better for her mental and physical health. So there's been some information that Wendy Williams' official account posted just a week ago, video footage of the court-appointed attorney, an interaction between Little Kev and this court-appointed attorney that was a little troublesome. So let's get into that first before we get into what these court documents are saying.
Ms. Hunter, how is it negotiating these stairs?
I do it very carefully, looking at it. And if and it hasn't happened thus yet, but maybe in 10 years, it's too much to do it. I can go upstairs and exit that way, come back down. And
in the elevator.
Okay, got it,
Yeah.
got it,
Yeah.
I don't know how long ago this video is. The caption context: orange sweater, Judge Lisa Skokoloff, appointed attorney Linda Redlinsky, blazer and book bag, attorney Philip Solomon acting as the judge, Lisa Skokoloff's appointed evaluator. We have been quiet behind the scenes, but thanks to you and 866 Truth 84, we have been working diligently towards Wendy's freedom. How you doing? We have received and verified a video that blows this conspiracy wide open. You're about to watch a video that directly contradicts two sworn testimonies by those involved in the conspiracy, recounting the events that occurred in this video. The truth will always prevail. Make sure to comment below. Again, I don't know how long ago this video is, but what I can say, she doesn't seem or look or sound like someone battling dementia.
And this just sits here. It's nothing that I use.
Yeah, she used to, but we don't use this no more. This is her own wheelchair.
Was that physical therapy?
Wheelchair? No, so when she, she used to use it prior to working out. That's actually originally why she started working out, because she had trouble walking around because of her ankles.
Yeah.
Getting used to this and how numb it is.
But she's been working out, and she hasn't had to use a wheelchair since.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. That is good.
Yeah.
So okay, so that's fine. So I just have a couple of questions for you about.
Question.
And this also goes back because I remember it was a couple of years ago where little Kev came out and said that when his mother was with him and he was controlling her diet, he was getting her working out, she was doing a lot better than she was on her own or in this conservatorship.
About questions regarding what?
Just about the guardianship.
The guardianship.
Yes.
I thought this was just gonna be a regular visit. Oh, and she thought that too. Like we thought.
Yeah, I thought it was just supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Just looking.
right, and also just because when we met when she and I met last time, we said that we would continue the interview in New York.
I know, but she didn't know that she needed an attorney present, and she was briefed. I know, but then she spoke to you over the phone, Linda,
I know.
and she told you she didn't want you as an
So
attorney.
I can't
Okay.
talk to you. I can only talk to
Okay,
your mom. So, but I can't speak to her.
No,
Any privacy
no,
with your
but
mom.
mom, do you want to speak by yourself?
I want to sit down. 'Cause my feet.
Okay, so
Let me just
so
explain one little thing. Okay, so it's not about it's the only thing is that it's because of her privacy rights.
I know, and she just told Linda that she didn't feel comfortable either.
Is your mom okay with you being here when she talks to her?
Yes.
Okay.
It breaks the time.
It does. It does, but you tell her that it breaks the attorney-client privilege, and then if she's okay with it, she's waiving it to you, so that's fine. I think that's okay.
Do you guys hear what the evaluator is saying? So that's the evaluator speaking. And and this is important to note because Lil Kev is not saying anything wrong. He's speaking for his mother. His mother, Wendy Williams, is saying she's okay with having the conversation with her son present. I can understand wanting to protect Wendy's rights to attorney-client privilege. However, she's just waived that, and the evaluator is pointing that out to her. And that's important to note when you see what happens next.
So you understand? It's just she cannot communicate with your mom.
And mom, also, didn't you say that you didn't want Linda as attorney? So why do you even want to?
Wait.
I don't know.
Hang on. She can say that.
No, but I'm speaking.
I
to
never
my
saw
mom.
you in
Okay,
person, so I didn't recognize you.
I'm asking her a question.
I didn't. Okay, this is you.
Yeah, like,
I
Mom,
thought that
Mom,
you weren't here.
I just
for
want,
this.
Mom, I just want to let you know, like, remember you do have your own attorney.
Okay,
So you-
we do.
you-
Let's go to the door, please.
Yeah, so you don't have to, like, all this, like, I get you want to do your job, the court appointed.
Thank you, though.
We respect y'all coming to the house. I apologize
Okay.
for what happened yesterday, but she has her own attorney. This is her. This is not me.
Okay,
Fine.
so Wendy, I just want to tell you, so again.
All right, Mom.
When the court's going to have
Mom.
what's called a hearing, and they're going to.
Mom, okay.
you can keep
she-
walking.
No,
you can keep
no,
walking.
no,
No,
I
it's
need
fine.
to
It's fine.
talk.
And she has her attorney. You can call her attorney and let her know. It's
So
fine.
are you?
She hasn't put in her appearance yet.
call-
She hasn't put in her
All right,
appearance.
listen, I'm not gonna.
She's gonna put in her appearance tomorrow.
You're
Okay.
kicking me out.
I'm not kicking you out, but
Sir.
no,
Sir.
ma'am.
Keep in mind, it wasn't little Kev asking this attorney who is actually escalating the situation, which she should be de-escalating the situation. He never asked her to leave. Wendy asked them to leave.
I'm not kicking you out.
Yeah.
I said you guys agreed to come here to look at the apartment. I was kind with that. You asked to ask her questions. I said,
But you don't need to be okay with any of it.
what do you mean? It's
You don't
our
need-
apartment, but it's
No,
our apartment.
Sir, I have a job to do.
I know, and she
you're
just said-
interfering with it.
But she gave you an answer.
But you're talking in
But
her
there's one
ear.
thing about my mom. She
It's
works
gonna-
too hard to have
talking right
to
here.
tell people
I see him right there.
I know it.
the same answer over and
No,
over.
good night.
So,
Good night.
So have a
Thank
good
you.
night, and it was nice to see you. And
That's not me
please,
saying
please stay well. Not yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
We said, speak so well, not me.
Not you. Wow.
Not me.
Close the door.
All right, I'm gonna remember
Kevin,
that, Linda. Thank you.
Kevin, stop it.
All right.
And and Phil, listen.
Look, I'm just trying to.
No, Phil.
want
I
you to
know. Listen.
understand.
I know, Phil.
All right, so get your mom's attorney to put in a notice of appearance
I know.
ASAP.
I know.
Okay,
I
right
know.
away.
I know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Washington, D.C., you're up next. Next week, I will be in your city with everything that's going on. I'm still coming through, and you should too. If you want a night to forget all your problems, to forget what's happening in the world, and have a fun time with people that are just like you. So don't be scared to come solo. So many people came to our Atlanta show solo, and we had a good old time. If you've been to a show before, you already know what kind of time it's going to be. However, if you think it's going to be exactly what we did last time, of course not. We have all new hot topics to talk about and an exclusive story that I can't wait to tell you about. I will be dropping that tea at the Washington, D.C. show on August 22nd at the Pearl Street, D.C. If you haven't gotten your tickets already, you should. Meet and greets are available for that show. And then we're rounding out the summer tour of the Kempire After Dark, the Villain Era, in New York City on September 12th. That also has a meet and greet as well. But that show has a live stream option. So if you haven't been able to experience the Kempire After Dark live experience, you'll be able to experience it virtually. Around the world has access. So get your tickets today for that. All ticket information will be available in the description. So you see even Wendy's reaction. She's like, wow, like, how do you say that? And I don't see anything wrong. Because remember, they're also wearing masks. So Wendy did not realize that this was the attorney that she didn't want. So her son is stepping in because he's recognizing like, oh, this is the attorney that you said that you want. You have your own attorney. I don't see anything wrong with what Lil Kev was doing. He wasn't being aggressive. He wasn't being rude. If anything, she was more rude to him, saying, I wish you well, but not you. You are a court-appointed attorney. You are here in a professional capacity and you're being unprofessional. Thankfully, Lil Kev knew to record this situation because it would just be based off of their opinions versus his. So that story happened a week ago, and I wanted to include that in this update because I've been giving you updates on this Wendy Williams situation for years at this particular point. However, shout out to our friends over at the Wendy Archive. Shout out to the Wendy fans that continuously are reminding us of how great Wendy is, but also keeping us abreast of what's going on legally. Because there are a lot of things that are going on legally that we are just not aware of unless it becomes public. So the Wendy Archive posted on their socials saying that this is new. Court docs obtained by TWA reveal Wendy Williams recently had extensive medical and neuro tests. We expected that this was going to happen, including brain scans. Evaluation done, but her guardian won't release the results, citing fears of losing control. What is she hiding? So let me read to you the actual court documents. And this is to the Honorable Ronnie Abrams, U.S. District Judge in the Southern District of New York. Sound familiar? We were just covering the Diddy trial, Southern District of New York. So this is regarding Morrissey versus A&E television networks. Don't forget, Sabrina Morrissey, the guardian in this case, is suing A&E Networks for the documentary, the Where is Wendy Williams documentary. So they said this, Dear Judge Abrams, we write on behalf of plaintiff Sabrina E. Morrissey in her capacity as a court-appointed guardian to WWH. That's Wendy Williams Hunter. Keep in mind, all of this legal work that's being done on behalf of Wendy Williams is paying for this. This is what they talk about with the abuses, the alleged abuses of guardianship, because there's all this legal activity. And you already know, I worked for a law firm for 15 years. There's all kinds of hours that are being spent, but also charged for this type of work, even if it's just a letter being sent to the judge. So they said, we write on behalf of plaintiff Sabrina E. Morrissey in her capacity as court-appointed guardian to WWH, the guardian, pursuant to the court's order dated June 5th, 2025, directing the parties to, quote, file a joint letter updating the court as to the status of the medical evaluation and proposing next steps in this action if necessary by August 5th, 2025. The medical evaluation of WWH has now been completed. After conducting a significant number of tests, both medical and neuropsychological, and scans including brain imaging, the medical specialists have informed an opinion concerning WWH's current neurological condition and diagnosis, including whether she has the ability to make decisions about the above referenced litigation arising out of the so-called documentary, Where is Wendy Williams, which aired on February 24th and 25th of 2024. In the weeks since Your Honor's issuance of the June 5th order, however, further complications have arisen. These complications result from the fact that various parties, including counsel for certain members of WWH's family, WWH's ex-husband, and others, have indicated their intention to challenge both the guardianship itself as well as Ms. Morrissey's status as guardian. To that end, the guardianship court appointed WWH with new independent counsel to address these issues on WWH's behalf. See letter Williams Hunter versus Morrissey, and then they cite the case, which is Southern District of New York, on July 17th of 2025, a day before her birthday. Although we would prefer there not to be further delay, we do believe that it would be efficient and most best preserve both the courts and the parties' resources to refrain from proceeding with discovery in this lawsuit until the guardianship court has made a final determination with respect to these issues, presumably based at least in part on the result of the medical evaluations that have now been completed. Accordingly, because of the ongoing disputes regarding the guardian's role and authority, we respectfully request that the courts extend the stay for the later of 3 months from August 5th or November 5th, 2025, or until such time as the guardianship court has made a determination as to the status of the guardianship and the guardian. We have conferred with counsel for defendants and their position is set forth below. The defendant's position. Defendants remain concerned by the risk of prejudice from this delay due to WWH's purported progressive neurological disease, as alleged in plaintiff's complaint. Therefore, defendants would not have any objection to this proposed additional stay of the litigation if plaintiff's counsel would work with the defendants to set an early deposition of WWH. Plaintiff does not consent to this request for an early deposition. We appreciate your honor's consideration, are available to address any questions that the court might have. Then it says, it CC's the counsel of record, and it says no later than August 13th, a plaintiff shall submit a letter stating whether she objects to an early deposition of WWH, and if so, whether she objects on any basis other than efficiency and what would best preserve both the court and the parties' resources. And this is signed by Ronnie Abrams, the judge over this. Because we are not attorneys and because I wanted to have a better understanding, I put this into ChatGPT just to have a better understanding of what this letter is saying, to break down in layman's terms. So I just want to break this down for us so that we have a better understanding. So they said this is part of an ongoing federal lawsuit connected to the documentary Where is Wendy Williams? We know this. Sabrina Morrissey is Wendy's court-appointed guardian in legal matters. The court has previously ordered both sides to update the judge on, one, the results of Wendy's medical evaluation, which at this particular point, we still have no idea what this new evaluation has said. And it also says what should happen next in the case. So the medical evaluation has been complete. Wendy has undergone extensive medical and brain tests. Doctors have given an opinion about her current neurological condition, including whether she can make her own legal decisions related to the lawsuit. The guardianship dispute, though, since the last court order in June, things got more complicated. Wendy's family members, including her ex-husband and others, are challenging the guardianship itself. We reported on that lawsuit here on the channel. They're also challenging Sabrina Morrissey's role as the guardian. The guardianship court has now appointed Wendy her own independent lawyer to look at these issues. I'm assuming it's not the same attorney that we saw in the video earlier. It says why they want to delay the case. So that's the most important detail I want to understand. Because the guardianship status and who acts as her legal guardian is still being fought over, Morrissey's side is asking the federal judge to pause this lawsuit for up to 3 or more months, or until the guardianship dispute is resolved. Their reasoning, it's more efficient to wait for the guardianship ruling before doing more legal work in this lawsuit. This avoids wasting court time and money if Wendy's representation changes. Which could, if they decide to end the guardianship, then Wendy could have her own attorney handle this and not Sabrina Morrissey and her attorneys. They continue, they said the defendant's position, which we read, the defendants, A&E and others, say that they are worried about delaying the case too long because Wendy allegedly has a progressive neurological disease. But we don't know what the updated medical evaluation is saying. They're okay with pausing the case if they can take an early deposition of Wendy now before her condition potentially worsens. But if you've seen Wendy Williams via paparazzi, her condition doesn't seem to be worsening, which makes people believe that the diagnosis that they released publicly is not her diagnosis of dementia. Mind you, it's the same diagnosis that Bruce Willis has, and Bruce Willis's family has taken him from the public eye because of this condition usually worsens. They said the judge is not making a final decision yet. She's giving Morrissey, Wendy's guardian, until August 13, 2025 to explain whether she objects to an early deposition. If she objects, she must give reasons beyond just efficiency or saving resources. Bottom line, they said that her guardianship status is under legal challenge, which could change who represents her in this lawsuit, or if she even wants to pursue this lawsuit. The federal case over the documentary might be paused until that's sorted out. The other side wants to question her now due to concerns about her health, but her guardian currently opposes that. The judge will decide next steps after August 13th, 2025, which is this week. Again, I brought this up earlier. The fact that Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy Williams' guardian, is suing A&E over this documentary. Mind you, this lawsuit was filed last year. You already know when these lawsuits happen how much those legal bills will rack up. I can't even imagine how much the legal bills for this case, because she's suing on behalf of Wendy Williams. She's not covering this cost. Wendy is covering this cost. And Wendy can't even decide whether or not she even wants to sue A&E over this. So to break this down a little bit more, the guardianship dispute comes first. What will happen? The state guardianship court, separate from the federal case, will decide whether Wendy still needs a guardian. If yes, whether Sabrina Morrissey remains her guardian or someone else takes over. Why this matters? Whoever is legally recognized as Wendy's guardian will control her participation in this lawsuit, including whether she gives a deposition, accepts settlements, or continues the case. Because Wendy, depending on whether or not they decide to keep the guardian, could say, I don't want to sue them. I'm happy with A&E. I want to work with them again. You never know. They said a predicted timeline, a guardianship decision could take a few months or more depending on evidence, witness testimony, and possible appeals. So the federal case likely pause what will happen. They said the judge in the Where is Wendy Williams lawsuit will probably pause or, quote, stay the case until the guardianship decision is final. Why? It avoids wasting legal work if the person in charge of Wendy's case changes mid-lawsuit. Predicted timeline, federal case may not restart until late 2025 or early 2026. We're almost at the end of the year. Deposition fight could get heated. They said what will happen, the defendants, they want to question Wendy now before her memory or health potentially worsens. Her guardian doesn't want that, possibly to protect Wendy's health, privacy, or legal position. Possible outcomes, the judge allows it, but with restrictions. Example, limited time medical accommodations. Judge denies it until guardianship is resolved, which could weaken defendant's position if Wendy's health declines. And based on what we've seen of Wendy, her health doesn't seem to be declining. If anything, it seems to be improving with her being around her friends and family and being able to go out freely. They said health will play a bigger role. If Wendy's condition is indeed progressive, gets worse over time, defendants might keep pushing for early testimony. But this also would rely on what were the results of these updated medical exams and brain scans. If her condition reaches the point where she can't testify at all, her side could argue parts of the case are harder to prove against her, but that might also make it harder for her to personally fight claims or give her own account. So they said the public and media impact on this. They said the guardianship challenge and health disclosures will likely be public because the dispute itself could involve court filings open to the press. A deposition or court testimony could leak details. Expect more headlines about her mental health and family disputes before the actual lawsuit is resolved. So, according to their overall prediction of what might happen at the end of this case, and I'm giving you a pretty long update because we haven't talked about Wendy Williams in several weeks. They said the short term, the next 3 months, focus will be on the guardianship fight, not the documentary lawsuit, because we haven't even updated you on that in a long time. Medium term, end of 2025, federal case could restart, possibly with a new guardian or legal representative for Wendy. Long term, case outcome will depend heavily on her health, whether she can testify or who controls her legal decisions. But at this particular time, we still have no idea what the results are of those medical evaluations that she had. Again, that's her personal medical information. I don't see that being made public unless they decide to make it public, like they did very conveniently during last year. That's when Sabrina Morrissey released the statement on, well, Wendy was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. So that was very convenient for them to decide to release that to sort of combat the bad press that Sabrina Morrissey and the court was receiving. Guys, that is a very long update, but I hope that you feel a little bit more informed as to what is going on currently with Wendy Williams. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
Here we go now.